So we kind of left off here. We were in the info panel. We were looking at, with this direct selection tool, the white arrow tool, looking at these different links in our document, which are anything that you place into a document, such as an image, a logo, anything like that. And you can see, you have the effective PPI. You also have the color space. So this is in CMYK, which is good. If I go on this one, it tells me it's also in CMYK, but we can see the one that really matters is that effective PPI number needs to be at 300. Your actual PPI might actually be at 72, but if it's a big enough file, if it's 300 pixels wide, or 3,000 pixels wide, or 5,000 pixels wide, that's a fairly large image size. So if you size that down and actually use that size down on your canvas or on your poster canvas, you can actually still use stuff pulled from the web, but just use this info panel to see if stuff is around 300. If it's at 250, you can get away with it, but just make sure you're checking your files. And then this links panel, obviously we went over this earlier, but this is a great way of checking your files and editing them with Photoshop. You can go here, edit with Photoshop. You can also control click or right click on these on a PC and open them up in Photoshop and change the color mode to be CMYK, because they need to be CMYK for print. So yeah, this is the poster that I want you guys to kind of do. Basically, once you get it to this stage, I want you to do a file save as, and just save it within, not within that images folder, but within the InDesign warm-up exercise folder. So make sure you're on that folder, not in your images file. And we want to just have it as an InDesign document. The format's right here. We'll just name this in, so name it with your name. So I'm going to put Mary Ward, my first and last name. You can also just do your first name. So I guess I'll do this with just my first name. Mary Warmup is fine. Maybe something more specific might be helpful. InDesign has a capital D in it, if you care to know. And I'm using camel case here. You can also put spaces or underscores to create somewhat of a space between words in file names. You can do it either way. I like to use camel case, but I'll just leave it as an underscore for now. You can use either camel case or the underscores. And just put that right in that folder. So push save. So that is saved with our name and InDesign Warmup. Seems like a pretty self-explanatory name. If I go back later as a designer and I'm looking through my files, I can have a better understanding that this is my InDesign warm-up exercise file. If I name it more specifically, it helps. And then let's do file. So this is going to be really important for you to know how to do. You're going to need to do this on your actual poster design later on in time. So do a file export. And we're going to make this a JPEG file. And we're just going to put that, we're not going to put it in images, because this is an actual copy of the InDesign warmup file that is right here actually. But it's just going to be a JPEG, and so it's not really an image. It's actually the poster itself in a JPEG format. So we'll just push save. Here we can put the quality on high. This is on 72, which is not good for print, so we need to make it 300. We're just going to pretend like we're going to be printing these. And we're going to make the color space CMYK. And when you go to print your actual project, you will have to do a file export, and you will have to change these to high, 300, and CMYK. So I want you to do that. Push export. And honestly, in that file that we have our InDesign warm-up exercise file in our documents, under our graphic design 350, we have that JPEG right here. If I go to this, we can see it in there. And that's high resolution. We can print from that and it won't be blurry. And then we have our InDesign document. Then we have our images here. So you should have all these images in your... So your file, when you submit it to me, should look like this. It should be labeled InDesign warm-up exercise. You should have an images folder with these images in it. You should have the InDesign file, the JPEG file, which is a high resolution. You'll just have this in there as something that I gave you, so just leave that there. But yeah, this is exactly what your file should be looking like when you actually go to package it. So we'll X out of there. I'm just going to do a Command S really quick. or file save. I think it is saved actually. So if we do a file, this is also another thing that you're going to have to know how to do. So file, package. This is really important. So this is a really slick little feature for packaging InDesign documents. It basically will package any font that you're using. So if you have a different font that you're using that I don't have, it'll automatically throw this in a folder and package it up nicely for me so that I can download that font and actually view your InDesign document in my InDesign program and be able to use the same fonts, you know, because sometimes people have different fonts on their computers. So it actually will package up those fonts very nicely with your file. Any kind of links and images that you use, anything in your images folder will go in there. Colors, you know, that'll happen. Print settings, external plugins, not much to report there. But this is the summary here. 3 fonts used, none of them are missing. 2 links found, which is correct. There's 2 in our links panel. So we'll just do package. We'll push package. And I'm not going to package it in there. I'm going to actually go into Documents, 350. Yeah, maybe we will put it in here. InDesign warm-up exercise. So make sure you're here. Don't be putting it in your images folder or anything like that. And copy fonts, copy linked graphics, copy links in package. I don't think we need to do any of this. Include IDML, you can uncheck this. Include PDF for print, that's fine. High quality print, so we'll just package that up. Okay, it might ask you this every single time. You can click on this and then push OK. And then let me show you what we have now in here. So if I go into Finder, if I go into my documents and go into my exercise, my warm-up exercise file, we have this packaged thing with the fonts, the links, and my InDesign and PDF file. So it created an extra one in there. And I actually go ahead and drag this JPEG into this folder. So this is the packaged folder that we made inside of the original. I hope this isn't getting too confusing, but if we do a control click on this, we can compress this and make it a zip folder. And this is what I want you to bring into me. This is what I want you to turn in for the grade on this project. If you have any problems with this, obviously a lot of you are on campus. You can just talk to me. I know that InDesign is a little bit more confusing because it does have links, whereas a lot of the other programs don't deal with any kind of links. So that can be confusing for people to keep up with, but it basically just created a copy of this folder here, and then we dragged in that high resolution JPEG into this folder and then zipped it. So this is what I want you to submit to me in Brightspace for a grade. And I think that will be it. I want you to work on getting this into me and just read over that project worksheet. Make sure you're hitting all the requirements for the project, and good luck on your poster designs. I am going to do, hopefully, I'm pretty sure by next week I will have some step-by-step videos on poster design, just walking you through how to do it, how I would do it step-by-step. But this exercise is going to help really get you warmed up for your poster project. All right, talk to you later.